Who's in the mood to manifest something tonight? Hi, Amelia. Ready to pray some rain? A little bit more there. Me, Kathy says. Me, Jennifer says. Hi, Liz. Liz manifested her youngest daughter getting married this weekend. So I've been curious all weekend. Where did they go? They're supposed to leave today for Bermuda. No, we don't want to pray that rain. We'll stop right there. That's enough. Hopefully they're not in a rain zone. I hope they played it safe. But I know things went well for you, and those of you who are friends on Facebook with her can see some pictures. Maybe she'll drop a couple in for us to share that experience. So that's great. Oh, it's been pouring in Boston. Is that Sophie? Rerouted to the Bahamas. There you go. All right, good. I'm glad they're safe. Good. I was curious. I mean, I figured the airlines and the boats, and when I saw it was a cruise, it's like they're not going to. But anyway, good. I'm glad that all worked out. All right. Well, how's everybody doing? Had a good week? How was the week this week? We have one more week, not day, week of Mercury retrograde. It goes out at 4:21 p.m. Eastern time on Friday afternoon, but who's counting? Not me, not you, right? So anyway, hey, Sarah, glad you're here. You just pop some of these up. It's always fun to see your face. Sarah's got she's in the spirit of October. I love it. My birthday. Yeah. That's awesome. Great. I think that's probably Sophie. They've been very incapable of predicting the weather in this neck of the mountains of North Carolina. They have taunted us with rain all weekend, and it rained about that much, a little bit. So good to see you guys. All right. I pulled a card for us, and it is the Hierophant, and that is the Merriam-Webster pronunciation. You know that I would have to look that up, right? Hierophant, Hierophant. Yeah, the week has been better than the low energy of the previous week. Good. So here is the Hierophant description. From the positive side, the light seer side, this of course is the light seer deck. Tradition, a lesson, spiritual leader or guide, enlightenment, awakening, in service of spirit, formal education or training, new paradigms. The shadow side is outdated systems or ways of thinking, dogma, rebelling against social norms, abuse of power, stagnation, ego-based leadership, a need to connect with spirit. I'm going to tell you a story here in just a second. As you search for your divine truth, you create frameworks of belief that help you expand your consciousness and ground your faith into this reality. That's our growth, right? If you've been stuck in an old tradition or a structured way of acting or being that is no longer serving you, it's time to let it fall away in order to make space for a better version of you. Kind of sounds like a podcast we all know about, doesn't it? Perfect. The Hierophant serves as a gateway between divine sources and the seeker to be open to new paradigms, perspectives, and teachers in your life. Look to the patterns around you and strive to understand your own internal compass. That was today's subconscious, wasn't it? Know that while there is wisdom in the teachings of the mystics, the voice of your own heart is the one voice that matters the most. Wow. Find the wisdom of the heavens within. The quote, I am my own guru, and the guidance I need is rooted in my faith, my belief, and my unique essence. Wow. I think you might be able to see that if I get my there. Isn't that cool? Man, that is amazing. Wow. The Hierophant and the stairs leading up. This is amazing. Wow. So, as you guys know, this week I started doing these astrology readings again. Haven't done them as best we can track back maybe to the fall or the last part of 2020. But I started doing them this week, and they have been so energetic and so incredible and so on fire that on Thursday, midday, I had one in the morning and then one in the afternoon. I just had the thought come over me that was like, wow, this is going so well interacting with you guys, because, you know, when I'm up there recording, the microphone, like Dan Rather's book, The Camera Never Blinks, the microphone doesn't blink either. You know, it's like the rapport was just magical. And so I thought, wouldn't it be cool? No, it wasn't that. It was more of a, wow, I wonder what if. It was that kind of thing. I wonder what if there was some structured, organized, spiritual community out there that needed a leader. The whole back to the pastor thing, right? Back to the minister, back to that role. And I just thought, I wonder if that's possible. And typically you don't talk about these kinds of things until they manifest. But this one, for some reason, it was like, no, this one, I just wanted you guys to support this. And if you want, or, you know, just to hold it, but whatever. But I would like some energy around this from you guys. It'd be great. And this is the place where we do it. That I just thought, wonder. And then the feeling grew. And then after the reading on Friday, somebody wrote a little follow-up email, and they just said, thank you so much. It was how much it meant to them. And they said, I know that you didn't end up becoming a pastor in the sense your parents thought you would, but you are a spiritual leader to thousands of people around the world. And, you know, she expressed her appreciation for that. I was like, oh my gosh. So here it was again. And it just like, oh, wow. And then Friday night, before I was, you know, as I was settling in for the evening and just getting quiet and whatnot, I pulled my computer out and I just thought, I just wonder holy cow, what could be out there? So I just searched on Indeed. And do you know that there is a little local congregation fellowship in Asheville that believes the way kind of that we do, I think, that is looking for exactly that. So I sent an email to them that was very unconventional, and I told them about this meeting. So they may be there. If you guys from Jubilee are in on this, you're welcome. They're just telling the story. But I sent an email rather than a resume, and just explained the story and sent some links to the podcasts and the websites and all that stuff. And now we're in the category of pitches to the universe, right? So now it's like, okay, I've done my part, but then I come in here tonight, and I promise you, before I drew these cards, I said I shuffled them right here, just to my left. And I said, please express the best message for our group tonight, for them. And then I have this other deck. This is the Lenormand deck. It's a really famous deck, 36 cards, I believe, 44 cards, 36 cards, something. And the cross. which in this deck can mean the literal meaning of the cross, as in death, as in like that kind of that shadowy side. But it also equally can mean exactly the other side, religion, spirituality, that kind of thing. So the energy is certainly floating in the space. We'll see what Source has about that, because I'm not like going to go chase something down and just let it more come. And the fact that it was more like, was that like email Fred Dodson? No, because it was a feeling, like, wow, wonder what if. But it started to grow. But it wasn't this, here, go out and do this. When somebody says email Fred Dodson, or your voice says email Fred Dodson, then that means go get his email and send an email, right? Pretty easy. Well, this was a little bit more complicated. So, all right, let me get caught up with your. Wow, we have a lot in here while I was jabbering around. Sorry about that. I talked too long. Let me get caught up with this because I love what you guys have to say. My brother and I both had to order new debit cards because of fraudulent charges. Oh, this is Sophie. Ivy got croup and then her cold, and my mom had a weird accident happen last week. All is well. Insane work week. Some weird stuff happening. I keep thinking of Mercury retrograde and stuff in the sky, just keeping my cool. Well, I mean, Sophie, Robert Glasscock's story that we told on Old Soul, New Soul, where he walked right down the plank of a fraud situation. We've heard about it from several people. So that energy is there. I think what Sarah was saying, that really we should be turning a corner here. So I'm sorry, wow, but that has been so present. And I don't know, I'll tell you what, I don't have even any thoughts on to say, how does it show up versus how does it not show up? What protects from it? What does not protect from it? I experienced a little bit last week, but it was my own crazy doing. When I opened these readings, I thought, well, it would be cool to offer a choice per day of a morning slot and an afternoon slot. And then when one of the two got booked, I was just going to go in and cancel the other one. So I'd have one a day, because that's a comfortable pace for me right now. Well, they all filled up so fast, I couldn't get them cut off before both filled up. So this was last Friday and Saturday. And so I just had to set the mindset, well, no audiobook work this week. And I really didn't get much done on the books. So took care of the readings, and that was a pretty full plate. And then I was trying to dance with some of the other stuff, and it didn't. But I mean, it threw me off. And I had the heart issue on Wednesday night or Thursday, whenever it was, and just the whole thing. So yeah, kind of. But it was my own doing. I mean, I should have just been clear and plain. And Monday, Wednesday, Friday is one set. Tuesday, Thursday is another set. One per day. Don't get confused. But I gave myself more work and learned the lesson. So we got that fixed. Oh, wow. Alyssa, we wish you well, and we will say a little prayer for you as we go into that. Kristen's my right hand. She's doing so much for us, especially on the astrology side. And then thank you guys for these wonderful comments. Thanks agreeing with that. Oh, wow. Okay, Melissa, I'm going to hold on to this and come back to it. This is great. I love that. Like-minded. Hi, Mark. Good to see you. Got a large owl out there hooting. That's so fun. Magical animal. Those are great. Yeah, that was this, this is kind of the theme that I'm hanging on right now. talking with my mom about wanting to reset my manifestation goals and energy, about how there is unlimited money and opportunities and abundance and choices in the universe that are all there for everyone's taking. If you want a fun little exercise, pick a money number like $100 or $1,000 or $1 million. And then, especially if you're out, this isn't a home-based exercise. This is when you're out there driving around or, doing whatever. Maybe you're out at the lake or, these last little fall activities that we're doing. Notice how many times you see that number expressed out there past you. So let's say it's $1,000. Well, every car you see is over $1,000. Think of everything. Like you can't look anywhere, basically. Like these little carports that we have out here on the cabin up here on the mountainside. I guarantee you every one of those carports is over $1,000. They're all together. Well, just see, and the rock, the chat that's out here in the drive where we can hear every car that comes up and down here. It's great. I love it. But think about a load of rock. How much would a load of rock cost these days? Then think of $1 million. Well, now you look at the railing on the highway, the guardrail on the highway. Think about millions of dollars. Think about the stripes on the road. Millions of dollars to lay down stripes for miles and miles and miles of highway. There is so much money out there all around us that if you just get tuned into, oh my gosh, I just went to the grocery store and my eyes cast on hundreds of billions of dollars in buildings and businesses and cars and structures and office towers and everything. If you added everything up that you saw just making a run to the market, billions. It's everywhere. So there is so much money out there. And what we don't realize is, and we are living in the backside of it, but during the pandemic and everything, all these governments, all they did was chunk money into the economies. So, there is so much money out there. So anyway, I don't know where that came from. It's a fun exercise. I love doing it. It's like, just go spot big money all over the place. All right, let's see. Some fraudulent card. My daughter is sick and my work situation is, wow. So same fraudulent cards. Look at this. This is amazing. I'll have to, I will have to let Robert know this from tonight. Diana, go to the funastrology.com website. Thank you for asking. And it's at the top, toward the top. I moved it down a little bit after a couple of days, but it's toward the top up there. And there are boxes. There's a horary. So, that's the other thing. I just thought, as long as I was doing this, why not? If you have a quick, basically yes or no question, $25, we'll just cast a chart, see what the chart says. So that offering is there, and then a 30-minute and a 60-minute. And those are the 3 times that we're doing. So thank you for asking. And here is somebody who booked one today, and I think maybe a booked twice, but we'll square that up, not here. Check your receipt, because I think that there were 2. Oh, wow. Then I'm possibly moving on to another job. That's been in the space, is why I'm pausing and hesitating there, Melissa. That is. Yeah, that's interesting. Jennifer, everything's worked out. Everything's worked out. It's all cool. Mwah. Stay right there with it. You're great. You are great. I'm not sure who this is, but we are so glad you are here too. Heard whispers that TEMU sells your bank details on the black market. Yeah. Oh, Temu. I'm not sure who that is. Would like to know, Carrie, if you have more data on who that TEMU is, I'd love to know. Because, yeah, the credit card fraud, like what Robert got into, was an international based thing in a different country, and they sell them. It's a racket. So, yeah, it definitely is. All right, now let me hop over here back to our slides, and I wanted to just mention this. I don't know if Mary's on. I haven't seen her on yet, but Mary is still going on her Hocking Hills, Ohio trip the last weekend of the month. This is southern central Ohio, basically. I'm not going to be able to go because of everything going on, but she has a cabin booked. And what her idea around this, I'll put that back up if you want to grab that email for it with a screenshot. But the idea was great on this. And we will, I think, try to incubate it for 2024. It's a great idea. And that is, this was spawned from 3 of our folks got together on a night a couple of weeks ago, Melissa, Alyssa, and Mary. And they had dinner and an absolute blast. And they all drove, it wasn't that they picked a central place and everybody kind of, and it was just, they were just on fire. They were so excited. And that was the idea. That's what spawned this was, wow, wouldn't it be great if we could connect with each other in a given geographic area? So we have a lot of listeners in Florida, a lot in Texas. There are a lot up there in the Great Lakes area. And, they're all over. I did get a message today from somebody from Burning Man. So those of you who listen to Fun Astrology, I'll be doing that on Tuesday. And she gave a report from her eyes of what it was like. And it was very positive. So I can't wait to share that. But it's like, there are people now all over the place. And we have a lot in California as well. So the idea is, wouldn't it be cool if at least you guys could get together and put faces and names and spend time together and just have a great, big, wonderful time like they did. It was magical and she wanted to share it. Well, that's what's going on here. This was her intention of putting this weekend together. And, it's just a lot of things have happened and she's still going. Mary is still going. She booked the cabins basically, or the cabin. It's one cabin. It's non-refundable for her. So it's like, use it or lose it. She's going to use it. And if those of you in that area would like to try to go, contact her and just ask about what that would look like. Okay. As far as what's going on, she's got some hiking areas like this beautiful state park, Hocking Hills, that is there. And if you're around in that area, there you go. Get a hold of Mary. She will give you the details and you guys can connect. All right. So thank you, Mary, for doing that. First of all, I love that. And we'll get some more thrust behind, hopefully, multiple of these throughout 2024. That would be really cool. That would be a lot of fun. All right. Let's see here. Stevie, been thinking about you while I'm doing these readings. I'm glad you're here tonight. Cue up, get ready. All right, get ready. Don't have any yet, but they're coming. All right, I know they're coming. So Stevie says, my family got moved off grid. Wow. Obstacles, retrogrades have been wrecking havoc on Zoom connections, but there have been a lot of great breakthroughs in the sessions. Oh, that's great. Wow. Okay, you and I know we need to get caught up. That's incredible. Yeah, I would imagine. I'd love to talk to you about that. I don't know. Crazy financial stuff. I know. Yeah, I know it. Yeah. See, these are foreign-based little scam operations that, they have their Amazon. Let's see, the ones that I know of are Best Buy. That's what got Robert. Amazon. There's one more, AT&T, or maybe one of the phone places. Oh, good. Okay. Well, then you and Mary probably are in touch with each other then. So that's great. Good. Melissa, yay. Well, you guys will have fun. That'll be awesome. Sarah, thank you. Thanks for joining in. Have a great week. We love you. Thank you so much. And so, yeah, but basically now, I had one from Bank of America. And they called and they said, please call about a very important matter regarding your account. And they had a 866 or an 877 or some kind of number. And when I called, it even had a phone tree. And it was like, this almost sounds legit, but I was highly suspicious because, number one, Bank of America communicates. I do have a Bank of America account, and they communicate through emails and notifications and all this stuff. So I'm like, I really don't do the whole phone thing, but I called the number just to play, and the phone tree tipped it off. It was definitely foreign accents, and the menus were not like what Bank of America does. So I thought I wanted to go in, though. I went in and I hit the, deal to get somebody, and I waited, and she comes on and she says, may I have your name? And I said, you know what? I really don't think that you are from Bank of America. So before I give you anything, you are going to have to convince me that you are from Bank of America. Click. That was all it took. So, boom. So anyway, I'm of the mind now that literally I'm of the mind now with these things. They are so prevalent and they look so they look so much like the real company that I'm going to do all of my business in person. Like if I have Best Buy issues, I'm going to go to the Best Buy, go up to the customer service, show them what I've got and say, hey, this doesn't look right to me. And, if there's something we need to do, you look up my account, we'll do it right here. But that's all I'm going to be doing. It's like, I'll tell you what, and I've done it since. I've done it. I will, like, if anybody calls me, they're getting ready to get a tiger by the tail. Trying to figure this out. These people are willing to share, although don't know how. I know for sure they are willing. It's just difficult to know truth and honesty. Yeah, it is. Bye bye baby. Oh wow. Yeah. Yes. That's a good segue into kind of where I thought we might go here tonight. I didn't really prepare a lot. Sarah took off on us, but don't forget about her little store that she's put together. If you guys need some birthday gifts for your fall Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn friends. And she's put together an amazing collection and has some Halloween stuff in there too for the fall season. So just wanted to remind you of that. So this is what I did on Subconscious Mind Mastery today. This whole concept of waiting. If you guys heard that episode, and it was just, it played off of, or what brought it to mind was obviously this stall that, like we're seeing and talking about here, of being in this waiting phase while these planets are going retrograde. And it slows things down, and there's nothing wrong with it because the energy of that is built into the whole rhythm of the universe. I'm going to turn a fan off here just a second. Sorry, I had that on to cool down because I walked up the mountain before we got started tonight, and that has been mission accomplished. But, it's so. Why is it that the theme builder slow moving planets are in retrograde every year for 4 to 6 months? It's because we need to take a break. So this whole idea of waiting is built into the healthy rhythm of the universe. And I found this chapter 15 from the Tao Te Ching. It was like, oh my goodness. Do you have the patience to wait until your mud settles and the water is clear? The Tao is so amazing. Can you remain unmoving until the right action arises by itself? Oh, man, does that, like if we wanted to act, and if we wanted to move, and if we wanted to take some kind of action, and we wanted to get in there and get it done, could we just wait a little bit longer until the right thing comes along by itself? Arnaldo, thank you for this reminder. The 400s and 500s of levels of energy is where you need to hang. And if you have the audiobook, a great little listen would be to cue it up. And now, if you have the audiobook, by the way, of levels of energy, be sure that you have gone in and removed your old files and reload the files. You do not have to buy the new version. You get it. It's just an upgrade. It's an update. And if you go in there and the chapters are all better identified now, that if you go to the 400s and listen right on up into the 500s, that's just great real estate to listen to over and over and over until it gets embedded in your mind. And that's where we hang. And that's how we're going to be walking through whatever's ahead of us, which we don't know. We're not even going to try to, we're not going down that road. But whatever is out there, this is how we're going to get through it right here. So thank you, Arnaldo, for pointing that out and bringing that to our attention, because it really is the high energy, the high vibration is the like what chance do you have if you're in low vibration? Zero. What chance do you have if you're in high vibration? Well, certainly over 50%, more like probably 90%. And then there's this bandwidth of, stuff has been happening. I mean, look at all the people in here that have said that. I mean, you guys are the A team, you're the A players, you are the high timeline crowd, to say, hey, got the t-shirt, got the bracelet, got the whole thing, right? You are committed to the higher path. And yet swimming around in this pond called the world, called Earth, called humanity 2023, we take some hits. But when we're living in the high energy, those hits are a lot less and they're a lot less severe. So, I don't know that a book would do, right? That quote is from Burning Man this year. I love this. What this caller told me about Burning Man was great. You'll hear it on Tuesday. I'm not going to try to re-quote what she said, but it was all good. And she talked about how everybody folded into high energy that was in her group, at least what she saw. And she said it was a community thing and it was really wonderful. And she gave a very bright picture to what happened in their group at Burning Man this year. So it really is. Yeah, it is for sure. Well, let's go into our meditation time for tonight. And I'm going to put up, let's put up some clouds. Or no, let's don't put up some clouds. We'll put up a candle. There's a beauty in the silence and the quiet. Mark, the quote, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go back and I am going to put up that other slide. Let me go back and grab it. Thank you. That's really good. I like that. Because she pointed out they had to wait for 2 extra days. And that was when the magic happened. The waiting. If it had run on schedule, it just would have been on schedule. It was the disruption that allowed them to bond together under this common struggle, and yet objective, and yet they had everything they needed. She said nobody was without. They shared everything. They helped each other. So let's just think about this last week of Mercury retrograde and that the sky being as above, so below, or being a reflection, not a creator. That's my big theme right now. Y'all don't get off on that. The sky does anything. The sky reflects. We create. Sky indicates weather patterns, energetic weather patterns. We create around them. It shows you when to mash the gas and when to tap the brake. Right now is a tap the brake time in the sky. I started doing readings under Mercury retrograde. Got this idea that came in of, wow, what would it look like with a congregation during Mercury retrograde? You know? So the sky shows us broad tendencies for sure, and it can get very granular, don't get me wrong. I mean, these readings are amazing in their accuracy as well. We've had that show up. But it's a beautiful combination to me. And that's what I said in the podcast this morning was, as Jesus said, I gave you the sun, moon, and the stars for the signs. The signs will show up there. So we have the map. So as we think about this last week of Mercury retrograde, let's just get okay right now with waiting. Taking a break. Just set your compass there. I don't know, let's say this together. I am good to wait the rest of this week. I am good to wait until my water is clear. I am good to wait until my water is clear. Isn't that how the best things come anyway? Because you guys that are commenting here on, they're all Facebook comments. So those of you in Facebook are people who've been reading and listening to Levels of Energy and the podcasts. Are talking about feeling this need, basically, for the high level vibration. And see, when you're in high vibration, waiting is no big deal. You're just being present. And boy, when the water gets clear, then you mash the gas. I'll go back to my own little sequence. Summer of 2013, email Fred Dodson about narrating his audiobooks. 2 books, I think, were out that year, or 3. And then from 2014 through the time I was in Aspen, so 2018, those 4 years, all the rest of his books published to date were recorded to audio. But the water had cleared. Then the rest was just doing it. Let's do an Om to settle this into the heart of our soul. And as we do this Om together, as you do your Om, if you're able to, feel where the Om resonates most in your body. So let's do an exhale and an inhale, and then we'll do an Om. For me, it was between the throat chakra and the heart chakra. What about for you? How does it feel to wait? You know what comes up for me? Trust issues. Isn't there a security in being busy? And you know, the kissing cousin of that would be control issues. My busyness can at least control something, right? Something gets done today versus waiting. Do I trust the waiting? Do I trust that the mud will settle? I don't have the time. Can you remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself? That is so good. Just do a mental image of waiting for yourself, whatever's going on in your world right now. Maybe you have a busy job and you think, wow, there's not much space in my, when that alarm goes off in the morning and it'll be 14, 15, 16-hour days until Saturday morning. There's not waiting built into my schedule right now. Maybe you say, I can't really connect with the thought of that because of the busyness, because of the demands. I mean, this is what I do. That alarm will go off and I will be getting up. It's more of the waiting spiritually, waiting on the Lord, waiting for the next steps, not worrying about what isn't all screwed together. Maybe the loose ends need to be loose and loosed. So just picture in your mind being totally okay with waiting. And now that we are all chilled out, let's go back to our little beach area that we like to do and gather together. But as we walk toward our little circle down by the water, coming from all different directions, some coming up and down the beach, some coming from the parking area, maybe a couple coming up out of the water. that we are all coming so relaxed because we have all done this work to say that we are okay being chilled out. We come with empty pockets. We don't come with our phones. We just come chill. What a good feeling that is. And as we gather in a circle, just like Our Lady from Burning Man said, the hugs are deeper as we visualize hugging each other now, as if we were together. The feeling is stronger. The connection has just less disruptive stuff between us. And I'm going to appoint Arnaldo to be our Hierophant for this meditation and stand in the middle of the circle, pointing us to high energy, inspiring us, leading us to clear water. Thank you for your shares tonight, Arnaldo. Thank you for being up. And as we stand around in a circle, just holding hands, picturing it in our minds, the calmness of the night, the stillness, a gentle breeze in our faces, stars in the sky, the sound of the waves, one after another, the endless sound. What a special moment. And we really have nothing in our hands. Just the present moment, just the share, just the like mind of like souls come together energetically at a place, at a time, in a memory, in a vision, sharing our hearts through the medium of energy. And I'm picturing Arnaldo walking around from the middle of the circle, just facing each of us as he walks the circle, giving us a blessing of high vibration. The Hierophant. Assuring us that we are our own guru. The guidance we need is rooted in our faith, our own belief, and our own unique essence. And that's what we're celebrating in this beachside vision tonight, is our own unique essence. Your truth is within you. Wow. So we all stand unique and connected and empty and waiting and truly loving it, knowing that the walls and the veils between us are thin because there's nothing there. And we are content to wait. As we have been holding hands together in our minds, let's lift those hands up into the sky. And our other hand, or both hands, I guess, as we're connecting on both sides with each other. And for those who are not feeling well tonight, already expressed here and outside of our group, we hold them up as well. My friend Cheryl in St. Augustine could really use your energetic love right now. And now with our arms up, we lift that loving feeling that we have for each other, that we have for this moment, that we have for our little scene, the serenity of it. And we just lift it up like a cloud, lift it up like a feather or a balloon floating up into the air, lightly. And our wish is that the world could just catch a whiff of this kind of peace and calm. And with it, we send an invitation that if they pick up on, maybe they'll find it. And now, from that truth in your own heart, set an intention for your life for this week from that guru within. What do you intend for this week, for your path? While we wait. And now with one big embrace around the circle to each other, to our left, to our right, as we mill around and seek others out to go give a big hug, loving on each other. The beauty of an energetic connection. Wow, there truly is nothing like it. Because we are sharing our energy. We're just not sharing all the stuff. And it's awesome. Let's get back together in a circle and close our little time together under the moonlight and the stars with an Om. And this will be the Om that will begin our week as well and give us peace. We can always come back to this moment. Just lock it in. light to all, love to all, peace to all. And so it is. Sat Nam, Namaste. I love you guys. That is so awesome. That connection is so amazing. Thank you for making it possible, because it's us bringing ourselves into it that does it. And boy, you can feel it. It's a wow. It is a wow. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for going in there and kind of being our ringleader tonight in our circle. And go get some sleep. You've earned it. It's 3 a.m. where he is. Thanks, Arnaldo. Love. Mark, it was so great having you here. Thank you so much. Glad you've been with us. Thanks, Diana. I saw that you said you booked a reading. Thank you for that. Love it. We'll look forward to connecting with you. Many blessings to your family and in your world, Liz. And I know you can rest peacefully tonight, knowing that they are heading in the other direction from the storm. Love you too. Isn't that just incredible? It really, truly is incredible how you can just close your eyes or not and float away into a, make-believe beach scene and literally connect with people from all over the world. We have 3 continents represented here tonight, at least that I know of. So it's just amazing. And you can feel it. You can feel being with each other. And as we see the names come up on the scroll here, we know who we're hugging. And we see your images in many cases and faces. And it's just amazing. It is truly amazing. When we started doing this, I had no idea that this would be the outcome, that we could literally connect ourselves soul level as though we were in person. And even better, it's even better. But these little get-togethers would be pretty fun too. I know that Melissa and Mary and Alyssa had a really good time that night. So hopefully we can do that more in person as well. It is great to get together. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. I really, really appreciate it. And speaking of, let's see, this will be the 3rd week. So next week will be Alyssa and Kristen, and I hope that you will join them, and then I'll see you the week after that. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great week. Mercury goes direct Friday at 4:21 p.m. Eastern. And we will get a little bit of at least reprieve from this waiting that we've been doing. But in the meantime, I think what we've set up here is that it's pretty cool to wait no matter what's doing what, where. We can wait for our glass to clear. And when it clears, then we know what we're supposed to do. And that's always a place we can be. All right. Have a great week. I'll see you on the podcasts and in the Facebook group. Bye-bye.